Have you ever had one of those weeks? You know.
Yeah.
You know the kind I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
It usually starts on a Monday. You sleep through your alarm. Maybe the charger wasn't plugged in right.
Mm-hmm. The classic cascade.
Exactly. You rush around, you burn your tongue on the coffee, and then you run out the door and realize you forgot your laptop.
Of course.
Then, on the drive in, you hit every single red light. I mean, everyone.
It feels personal, doesn't it?
It does. You get to the office, you're late, you're flustered, and your boss drops a project on your desk that was apparently due yesterday.
A project you swear you've never even heard of.
Never saw the email for it.
Yeah.
And by Wednesday, you're looking up at the ceiling thinking, really? What are the odds?
It feels like the universe is conspiring against you.
Right. We just call it bad luck. And then, on the flip side, you've got that person who just seems to glide through life.
Mm-hmm. The lucky one.
They get the promotion without even asking for it. They find a $20 bill on the sidewalk.
It's the universal explanation for things we can't explain. And it's a comfort blanket, in a way.
How do you mean?
Well, if life is just a lottery, just random chaos, then nothing is really our fault.
We're just victims of the roll of the dice.
Exactly. But here's the thing we have to confront today. That comfort. It's actually a cage.
The cage.
Because if you truly believe in luck, you're surrendering your own power. You're admitting you're helpless. And that is exactly what we need to dismantle today.
We are indeed. Welcome back, everyone. We're at the finale of our journey through William Walker Atkinson's Thought Vibration. This is episode 16.
The capstone.
We've spent weeks on the mechanics of the mind, on focus, on will. But today we're zooming out. All the way out.
To the architecture of reality itself.
We're talking about law, not chance.
And this is, if you miss this one concept, you kind of miss the whole point of the book.
Right.
Atkinson is so clear about this. He argues, and it's a bold claim, that there is no such thing as chance.
None.
None. He says the word chance is just what we call a law we don't understand yet.
So, that string of green lights, or that sudden job offer.
It's all just a sequence of cause and effect that we haven't bothered to trace back.
Okay, so our mission today is to move from being, a victim of circumstance
Was the person getting rained on?
to being an architect of our reality. We're going to break down how that works, not just metaphysically, but with some real psychology behind it.
Yeah, the hard science.
Law is pattern, not magic.
If this episode helps you, please hit like and subscribe for the next one.
We have a lot to cover. And I think we should set the stage right now. We are stripping away the mysticism today. When people hear the law of attraction or thought vibration, they immediately think
Magic.
Magic. Yeah, like you close your eyes, wish for a new car, and it just materializes in the driveway.
That is not what this is.
Not at all. We're talking about physics and cognitive psychology. We're translating vibration into attention, and we're translating law into patterns.
And we're using Atkinson's book from 1906, but we're also backing it up with modern research.
We are. We've got studies on things like implementation intentions and cognitive reappraisal.
So we can show that what Atkinson called the law is what a modern psychologist might call the habit loop.
The habit loop, or the reticular activating system in your brain, it's the same mechanism.
And you're already using these laws every single day.
Everyone is. The problem is most people are using them unconsciously and often to build a life they don't actually want. They're running the software in reverse.
So let's start with that core concept. Law, not chance. Atkinson says chance doesn't exist, period. To a modern ear, that sounds, it sounds impossible. We live in a world of chaos theory and quantum physics. How can he just say that?
It sounds extreme, I get it, but you have to look at his definition of law.
Okay.
For him, capital L law isn't a legal code. It's just the observable pattern of cause and effect. He uses this great analogy of a stone falling down a mountainside.
Right, the stone. Let's unpack that because it really clicked for me.
So you're walking on a trail. Suddenly a stone crashes down right in front of you.
Heart stops.
Right. And you say, wow, that was so random, a chance event. From your perspective, it came out of absolutely nowhere. But Atkinson says, hold on, rewind the tape. Let's look at the physics. Why did that stone fall at that exact moment?
Well, maybe. Maybe it rained recently and loosened the soil around it.
Okay, so the rain was a cause. Why did it rain?
Atmospheric pressure, moisture in the air.
Right, and you can trace that back to solar flares and ocean currents from weeks ago. But let's go back to the stone itself. Why was it even there?
Maybe a tree root pushed it loose over time.
And why did the tree grow there?
Because a seed fell there 50 years ago.
And a bird dropped the seed.
Yeah.
And the bird was there because of seasonal migration patterns.
It all connects.
Nothing happens in isolation. Every single event is the mathematical result of everything that came before it.
It's deterministic, like the butterfly effect. A butterfly flaps its wings in Brazil.
And causes a tornado in Texas. It's this massive, intricate web of causality.
So if we apply that to my bad luck week, I'm almost afraid to ask.
Let's look at it through the lens of law. The car broke down.
Bad luck.
Or was it that weird noise it's been making for 3 months that you've been procrastinating on?
Ouch. Okay,
Spilled coffee. Was it random? Or were you rushing and distracted because you overslept?
Because I was up too late doom scrolling.
And you were doom scrolling because you were anxious about that work project.
The one that fell apart because of unclear communication 3 weeks ago?
You see, it's a domino effect.
It sounds less like a cosmic conspiracy and more like, well, a series of my own choices.
And I want to be really clear here. This is not about blame. Blame is about guilt. This is about empowerment. Because if these things are caused by a chain of events, it means you can intervene in that chain. If it were just luck, you'd be helpless. You'd have to just sit there and hope for the best. But if it's law, you can change the inputs.
To get different outputs. You can service the car. You can go to bed earlier.
You can clarify the project scope. You can change the cause.
Luck is preparation meeting opportunity.
Okay, so if chance doesn't exist, what is that thing we call a lucky break? The person who stumbles into a great career, the overnight success.
Luck is just when a hidden pattern becomes visible.
A hidden pattern.
It's preparation meeting opportunity. Think about that overnight success musician. We see them get the big record deal, the viral hit. We call it lucky.
Right.
We didn't see the 10 years of practice in empty bars, the thousands of hours of writing, the networking, the rejections.
We see the harvest, not the planting.
Exactly. And Atkinson says we need to stop looking at the surface of events and start looking at the currents underneath.
And that's his big metaphor here, right? The current of life.
It's a powerful one. We're all in a boat on this vast ocean of thought. But he says most people, they just drift.
In what he calls a passive current.
A current created by their environment, their past, the news, their family's opinions.
This goes right back to the passive mind versus the active mind. That's really the engine of his whole philosophy.
It is the crucial distinction. The passive mind is autopilot. It drives you home, and you don't even remember the trip. It scrolls social media for an hour without you noticing.
It just accepts suggestions. Follows the path of least resistance.
And it's so susceptible to the currents of others. You walk into a room where everyone is panicking.
And your passive mind just soaks it right up.
Instantly. But the active mind?
The active mind initiates. It chooses.
It decides to row the boat against the current. Or steer it into a new one. Atkinson's point is, if you don't steer the boat, the current steers it for you.
You're not unlucky. You're just drifting in a current you didn't choose.
Expectation shapes your reality.
And while you're drifting, your expectations are at the helm. This is where we can really bring in some modern neuroscience.
Okay. Atkinson calls expectation a magnet.
He does. And we often think of fear and hope as total opposites, right?
Sure.
But in the eyes of the law, mechanically, they do the exact same thing.
How?
Well, what is fear? It's a very strong belief that a negative outcome is going to happen. You're visualizing it. You're feeling it. You're fixated on it.
It's like when you're riding a bike and you see a rock in the road and you think, don't hit the rock, don't hit the rock.
And you stare right at it. And what happened?
You hit the rock.
Exactly. Your attention goes where you direct it. Atkinson writes, the man who fears really expects the feared thing. And in your brain, that's the reticular activating system at work, the RAS.
Let's break down the RAS. It's basically the biological hardware for this idea.
It is. It's a bundle of nerves at your brainstem. And its job is to filter out all the unnecessary information so the important stuff gets through.
Because your brain is just bombarded with data all day.
Millions of bits of data per second. Sights, sounds, feelings. If you paid attention to all of it, you'd be overwhelmed. So the RAS is like a bouncer for your brain.
And it only lets in what you tell it is important.
And you tell it what's important by what you focus on. You buy a red car.
And suddenly you see red cars everywhere.
They were always there. But now your RAS has flagged red car as important, so it lets that information through the filter.
So if you tell your brain, I'm afraid of rejection, or people generally untrustworthy.
Your brain says, okay, rejection is important. Let's scan for every possible sign of it.
And you see the one person frowning instead of the 10 people smiling.
You hear the one ambiguous comment and interpret it as a slight. And then you react defensively, which then causes people to actually pull away from you.
You create the reality you were afraid of.
It's a perfect self-fulfilling prophecy.
Replace fear with calm focus.
Which is why you have to replace that fear with a calm focus on what you do want.
Yes. Not, I hope this doesn't go wrong, but I am taking the steps to make this go right. You have to reprogram the bouncer.
Okay, before we get into practical examples, we have to talk about the traps. Because it's so easy to take this stuff to extremes.
Oh, absolutely. Atkinson was very aware of this. There are two big, dangerous ditches on either side of this road.
What's the first one?
Superstition, or fatalism. This is the everything is magic trap, believing it's all meant to be so I don't have to do anything.
The universe will provide approach while you just sit on the couch.
Exactly. It leads to denial and laziness. Waiting for a miracle while your problems pile up. That's not law, it's just delusion.
And the other ditch?
Is believing everything is randomness, total chaos. It doesn't matter what I do, the system is rigged, it's all unfair.
That leads to drift, to giving up.
It's the path of cynicism and lack of responsibility. If it's all random, why bother trying?
So the middle path
is what he calls the steady method. It's recognizing you can't control everything, the weather, the economy, other people.
But you can control the patterns of your own inputs.
Yes. You track your inputs, you choose a direction, and you adjust without panicking. You act like a scientist in the laboratory of your own life.
Habits determine your destiny.
I like that. A scientist in your own life. So let's get practical. How does this look in the real world? Let's take 3 areas: work, relationships, and habits.
Perfect. Let's start with work. This is where people feel luck plays such a huge role.
Oh, for sure. My boss just doesn't like me. I never get the good projects. The algorithm buried my stuff.
And look, some of those things might be real factors.
Right.
But applying the law means you focus on the inputs you actually control. It's not about just visualizing a promotion.
The vision board can only take you so far.
The law in a career is the mathematical result of your inputs. So what are the inputs?
Skill. Showing up, being visible.
Skill acquisition, visibility, consistency, resilience. You're talking about shipping small outputs.
Yes.
If you want to be a writer, you don't wait for the muse of inspiration, which is just another word for luck. You write 500 words a day.
That's the input.
And if you do that for a year, you have a book. That's the effect. It's the inevitable result of the cause.
It reminds me of the research on implementation intentions.
A perfect modern parallel. The psychologist Peter Gollwitzer found that people who just intended to do something, I want to write a book, usually failed.
It's too vague.
It relies on willpower, which comes and goes. But people who made an if-then plan succeeded at a much, much higher rate.
If it is 7 a.m., then I will sit at my desk and write for 30 minutes.
Exactly. You're taking the luck and the feeling like it out of the equation. You are pre-deciding. You're creating a cause that has to lead to an effect.
Action bridges thought and result.
So, in your career, you stop looking for the lucky break and you start looking for the input-output formula.
And then you just do the inputs. Consistently. That is the key.
Consistency beats intensity.
Every time. Most people go hard for 3 days and then they quit. The law rewards the steady rhythm.
Okay, let's move to relationships. This is a huge one. Arguments, bad moods. They feel like they just happen to us.
We treat them like the weather. Oh, it's stormy in the house today.
Yeah.
But relationships are governed by the law of emotional contagion.
It sounds like a virus.
It works exactly like one. Research shows we have these mirror neurons in our brain, and we mimic the nonverbal cues of people around us in milliseconds.
So you walk into a room with a scowl on your face and slumped shoulders.
You are broadcasting a signal. You are vibrating, to use Atkinson's term. And the people around you pick up on it instantly.
And they mirror it back. They get defensive.
And suddenly you're in an argument and you're thinking, wow, why is everyone so grumpy?
But you brought the storm. You infected the room.
Choose your mental inputs.
So applying the law here means taking full responsibility for the emotional climate you create.
It's checking your own weather before you walk in the door.
It's using what psychologists call repair language. Instead of letting a conflict just drift and get worse, that's the passive mind. You intervene.
With the active mind.
You say, hey, I was short with you earlier, and I'm sorry, I'm stressed, but that's not your fault.
That's a cause. And the effect is de-escalation.
Exactly. You bring calm, you invite calm. You bring defense, you invite attack. It's not magic, it's behavioral psychology. It's the law.
And finally, habits. This feels like the engine room for all of it.
Habits are the building blocks. Atkinson has this image of the mind as a piece of paper.
Right. You fold it once, it leaves a crease.
And the next time you fold it, it's easier to fold along that same crease.
Until eventually it just falls into that fold.
That's a habit.
Yeah.
Atkinson calls it the groove in the brain. Neuroscience calls it a neural pathway. The first time you go for a run, it's hard. You're making a new fold.
You're fighting resistance.
But the 10th time is easier. And the 100th time, you don't even think. You just put your shoes on.
That's when the passive mind, the autopilot, takes over.
And that's the secret. You want to build grooves so your passive mind works for you, not against you.
You're the architect of the groove.
Exactly. Most people let society and circumstance build their grooves for them. The master of the law builds their own.
Consistency beats intensity.
Okay, so before we get to the how-to exercise, let's talk about where people go wrong. Because this is hard to do consistently. We've got 5 common mistakes.
The pitfalls. I've fallen into every single one of these.
Mistake number 1, calling patterns luck.
This is a defense mechanism. We say, oh, they just got lucky, so we don't have to admit they're prepared, and we didn't.
It saves our ego, but kills our growth.
Right. The fix is to analyze the inputs. When you see success, don't envy it, dissect it. Ask, what was the cause that produced this effect?
Treat it like a case study, not a miracle. Okay, mistake number 2, expecting instant results.
The microwave mindset. We plant a seed on Tuesday and we dig it up on Wednesday to check for roots.
And in doing so, we kill it.
Exactly. The law is agricultural, not digital.
Yeah.
It takes time. Atkinson calls it the gestation period. Everything in nature has one.
You have to respect the lag time between cause and effect. Okay, number 3, changing direction too often.
Ooh, this is a huge one. Shiny object syndrome. You try one thing for a week, then you see a new trend, you switch to that.
You're scrambling the signal. The groove never gets a chance to form in the paper.
Right. You never dig deep enough. The fix is to pick a lane and stay in it long enough to see a real pattern emerge.
Mistake number 4, talking against your aim.
This one is so subtle but so deadly. You say you want to succeed, but you spend all your time complaining about how hard it is.
You're rowing the boat forward with your actions, but blowing the sails backward with your words.
And your words just reinforce the negative belief. You are literally programming your brain to find evidence for your own misery. You have to align your speech with your goal.
You are the architect.
And the final one, number 5, confusing calm faith with passive waiting.
Right. This goes back to that fatalism trap. Calm faith does not mean sitting on the couch waiting for a check to arrive in the mail.
I'm manifesting.
No, you're procrastinating. Calm faith is an internal state of mind. It means you aren't anxious or panicked, but your external state should be massive action.
The duck on the water, calm on the surface.
Paddling like crazy underneath.
Exactly. Okay, I want to turn all this into a really specific exercise for everyone listening. We're calling it the Law Alignment Reset.
Let's do it, from theory to practice.
Step 1, name the outcome.
And be simple about it. Plain English, not, I desire to manifest cosmic abundance. Just, I want to pay off my credit card. Clarity is power.
Step 2, identify the current.
Look at the last month. Honestly, what inputs have you been feeding your mind? Doom scrolling, complaining, avoiding that one hard task. What current are you actually in right now?
Brutal honesty required. Okay, step 3, stop one input.
You can't change everything at once, so just pick one specific negative input to cut off. Maybe it's no phone in bed, or no gossip at work. Just plug one leak.
Step 4, feed one input.
Now add one positive and make it small. Read 10 pages, walk for 20 minutes, write one thank you email. We're building a groove, so consistency matters more than size.
Step 5, choose a phrase.
A mantra that matches your direction, not your desperation. So not, I hope this works. That implies doubt.
So something like,
I am steadily building, or I am solving this, or I'm an architect. Something that programs that sense of expectation.
I like that. Step 6, a proof action.
This is so important. Do one small thing today, right now, if you can, to prove to yourself you're serious. Send that email. Put on your running shoes. Transfer $10 to savings.
Action bridges the thought world and the real world.
It signals to your brain that you are in charge.
Steer the current today.
And the last step, step 7, close.
Just accept calm responsibility. The law is neutral. It's not for you or against you. It just responds. It's waiting for your command. So give it a clear one.
I am steadily building. It feels so much more sustainable than just hoping for luck.
It's sustainable because it's true. It's how things actually work.
Well, this brings us to the end of our whole series on thought vibration. We want to summarize the entire book now in 7 key points.
Let's call them the 7 pillars of the law.
Okay, lay them on me. What's the first one?
First, thought is a seed. It grows whatever you plant. You can't plant thistles and hope for strawberries. Your mind is a garden, not a dumpster.
Right. Pillar 2.
Emotion is a habit. You can break the addiction to negativity. Just because you've always reacted with anger doesn't mean you have to keep doing it.
You can retrain the response. Number 3.
Replacement beats wrestling. Don't fight the dark, just turn on the light. Don't try to stop thinking about something negative. Start thinking about its positive opposite.
It's much more efficient. Okay, 4.
Desire force needs focus. Scattered energy moves nothing. A magnifying glass only starts a fire if you hold it still.
Pillar 5.
Will and concentration plug the leaks. Stop wasting your power on worry, gossip, and distraction. Your will is the seal that keeps your energy contained for what matters.
Number 6.
Self-respect removes inner resistance. You have to believe you're worthy of the result. If you subconsciously think you're undeserving, you will sabotage yourself every single time.
And finally, the 7th pillar.
Law and pattern rewards steady inputs. Consistency is the secret. It's not the grand heroic gesture once a year. It's the small daily discipline. The law respects the grind.
It has been quite a journey through this book, 1906. It's amazing how relevant it still is.
Because human nature hasn't really changed. We have better toys, iPhones and AI, but we have the same brains, the same fears, the same hopes, the same tendency to just drift.
The laws of the mind are as timeless as the laws of gravity.
Exactly. Gravity didn't change when we invented the airplane. We just learned how to work with it better. It's the same thing here.
I think my biggest takeaway from this whole series is just that sense of agency. The idea that I'm not just a passenger.
That's the ultimate gift of this philosophy. It hands the keys back to you. It says, look, the car is moving. You can sit in the back seat and complain, or you can get in the driver's seat and steer.
It's work to steer.
It is. You have to pay attention, but it's the only way to get where you actually want to go. And knowing the bumps in the road aren't personal attacks, they're just feedback.
Feedback, not failure. Data, not destiny.
Precisely.
Well, we are closing the book on thought vibration. But we are not closing the book on this exploration of wisdom. We're already prepping the next season.
Yes, and we're tackling another classic text that really builds on these foundations. It's about how to maintain that inner calm, that inner fortress, even when the outer world feels chaotic.
It's going to be the perfect follow-up. I can't wait.
One final thought for everyone. We've given you a lot of information. Information is just potential energy. It only becomes kinetic energy. It only becomes power when you apply it. The law is always working. The only question is whether it's working for you or against you. And that choice is yours.
Thanks for being here. If you want the full series, check the playlist. And please like and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.